I'm sure it's just around here. It's a lot more overgrown. Let's see. Pretty sure it's up there. Oh God. This is far more overgrown than it used to be. There we go. Have the rest of it. Not a bad view, eh? Whew. Why am I climbing a tree today in this blog over here? So, this is what I like to call my introspection tree. That's a bit of a story. I used to bunk off school for about 2.5 months. I know it was. I was late in all the coursework, and I was getting bullied, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to. It was pretty bad at home. So I just sort of ran away from it all, and I found this forestry here, and I'd sort of lied low for a bit. I'd go to the school bus, I'd hide out over here, and then I'd, with my binoculars, check that road all the way down there for a bright yellow bus, and then just walk back, time it right, and I'll be back home as if nothing ever happened. I got away with it too, like 2.5 months. My parents used to have lie-ins, so when the postman would come in, I'd nick the letters, you know, and from school, saying where the fuck's your kid, and yeah, I used to forge them, and yeah, it was, yeah, and this is where I'd go to think about things, and it has been for every few years of my life. I come back up here and I have a nice little think. So why am I doing a vlog about it? Well, I've got this new album I've been working on. It's Mad Spanner album number 2. I have an issue with it, in that it's hard to brush this hair out of my mouth without losing my supporting arm there. So I've got a problem with this album number 2, Mad Spanner, in that it deals with some existential themes, and the sort of the theme of suicide, which is a little bit of a left turn, along with all the, you know, absurd sort of you know, observational sort of comedy style, and there's an issue of tone, right? There's an issue of tone in terms of how the album flows, to wrap it up as a concept, and to keep the fun there, the levity of, you know, of having a good time, but then how do you drive home the seriousness of suicide, which I really wanted to write about and perform this time around. So yeah, issues on tone, and there's a couple more songs that are yet to be written, which is the hardest ones, because it's the ones that are going to bridge the gap between both sides of the coin there, right? And to try and make it flow, because I want the album to work. I don't want there to be like this sort of mismatch in just juggling tone all the time. You know, it's got to feel as unhinged and crazed, like both are right there at the same time. Anyways, so I thought in one of those songs there'd be a moment of sincerity, you know, a moment of complete vulnerability, and that's the only way it's going to work. And in some ways, this vlog here is a way of, you know, sort of showing that sort of side of me, that introverted side, where I climb up trees and do a lot of thinking. Yeah. So where does Mad Spanner go from here as a one-man band? Fuck, I really need to itch my nose, but this, I want to push you quite high up. Fuck. Oh shit! Right, there we go. Oh yeah. I don't know if that seems high. Down here, it's quite high. So I gotta be careful. So yeah, where do I go from here as Mad Spanner, as a one piece? Because Ben and Dan being in the band and playing around England and North Wales was a ton of fun and some of the best times of my life. But I can't keep looking into the past, and I don't expect people to follow me if I was on this journey. So as a live act, I'm a solo performer now, and I think when I'm booking for gigs now, I have to sort of concentrate on it being a sort of a cabaret performance of sorts, it's an entertainment act, a musical entertainment act, rather than as a band. A band, you have so much more presence, having members of the band there, there's 3 or 4 of you, you have presence on the stage, you're a gang, you're a unit, and let alone, the sound of real drums and, lots of amplifiers all emanating, a warm sound coming off. Compare that to a solo act where there's just one bass cab and backing tracks, and you're losing a lot of presence, and I totally understand that. I wish that I could play in a band again, but it's slim pickings for musicians in this part of Wales. Grindcore, heavy thrash, blast beat kind of drummers and the such. So I'm focusing on performing solo. I had some of my doubts early on, but Liverpool, the first Metal to the Masses, that experiment was a massive success, and playing to those people, having such a receptive crowd in a very nice venue on a big stage, shown that that it could be done. And I'm really looking forward to carry on playing that kind of that performance, trying to entertain and captivate an audience, because being a frontman is what I do best, really. I can't really shout. Well, I can shout, but I can't really sing, and I can't really growl or scream or anything like that. I just shout. But entertaining an audience and being a frontman is what I do best, and that's what I'm going to continue doing. Fuck, I got an itchy nose again. All those brambles. All that dust going up my nose. So I want to focus on being a solo performer from now on, at least for this album cycle, until I can get an established lineup. What else? I also want to become more of a session musician. If anyone needs a drummer or a bassist, as a last minute stand-in, I'm going to be drumming for Broodmother this month, which I'm really looking forward to. 45-minute set. We got 3 weeks to practice that one, so no pressure. And I've got 2 weeks until the Anvil show in Machynlleth too, which I'm really, really looking forward to. I'm not on any of the posters, of course. It's just I'm not on their tour. It's just the one show in Machynlleth. But it means a lot to support Anvil, near my home. Where if it wasn't for Llywclwch, there would be nowhere for rock and metal in mid Wales. So I hold that place dear to my heart, and Anvil. They've inspired. The film, The Story of Anvil, is inspiring to me. I love some of their their songs, but the films are really good about an underdog story about doing it for the love of it, rather than any kind of preconceived thing of success. And that's where kind of the film kind of goes a bit. It's almost like this talk of we should have made it, we could have made it, and I don't subscribe to that kind of that idea that the world owes you something. Another documentary I really like is Car Bombs, Why We Do This. That's a really, really good one. The same message as well, but for an extreme band, playing to barely anyone's at all, losing money, hemorrhaging money, and and then finally landing a tour with Gojira and interviews with Randy Blythe, Lamb of God, that one's a really, really good documentary. I recommend you seeing it. And Anvil. A funny story about the session work is that I'm sure they won't mind me tagging this. A band called Wolf Bites Boy, right? So I'm on my day off working at the Albert Shed in Shrewsbury. They don't usually do heavy or alternative music, but I was on my day off, cashing in my free drinks that people paid for. I was with my book, and oh my goodness, 4 of the there's a punk day. There's a punk all day, right? And my goodness, so I was like, oh wow. So there was the Reverends, which I got to catch up again because I used to drum for a punk band called Plutonium. Called Plutonium. I used to play a few all dayers here and there. And the lead band, Wolf Bites Boy, they didn't have a drummer with them. I didn't know what happened, but they started playing without a drummer, just the singer and the bassist and the guitars, and it just sounded a bit off. People were sort of nodding their heads, but you can tell this is the headline performance, and it wasn't just catching. And I was air drumming, and someone goes like, oh, why you should go up there, and I was like, actually maybe I should. I've never heard this band before, but it's like it's got a rhythm, it's punk, right? So I go to the manager. I go, can I use the spare drum set up at the top, the breakables, and she's like, yeah, sure. I go creep up, with the snare drum and the cymbals, and I ask a band politely to use their sticks. I'm a light touch. I'll refund them. I'll buy some new ones if I break them, etc. The same old stuff. And I just sort of creep up on the stage while they're playing, set up the kit, and then just start playing, right? To surprise off both the band and the audience as a cheer, and then I just kept on going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the next song, just a standard beat, but it was punk and it worked just fine. The singer was like, like this song goes da 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 da, like 4 times, okay, on the drums. So I sort of follow his lead, like da 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 on the toms, da 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 da. Da 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 da, and it was great. I got to live out my dream of my ultimate dream was like a band going like, we've lost our drummer last minute. Is there any drummers in the audience that knows all of our songs? And I'd go me, and I'd go up on stage. Right, that's my one of my sort of daydreams I'd have, and I got to live it out with Wolf Bites Boy. It was great. They said on stage, "Fuck me, he's got the job." They gave me all their free drinks tokens. A lot of people in the audience bought me drinks. I just had them lined up down the bar. I just got back to my book. I just had an unbelievable experience, and I got no one was there. No one that I knew was there, apart from the people behind the bar and the Wolf Bites Boy to sort of back me up on it. But that was one of my bucket list goals. So yeah, thank you. So I'm going to wrap this up sort of. So I'm at a bit of a crossroads, being here on this industry. It's where I go whenever there's any crossroads and I need time to think. I feel like there's some sort of doubt about why, and it's a bit sad as well, why I would carry on doing this as a solo thing rather than being in as a band, because Mad Span as a band had, a lot of presence, and I'm really proud of what we did. For putting on a live show, like a blistering live show, and try and get the audience involved as much as possible, try and get them, engaged, and try and get them to sweat as much as I was. And to do that as a solo act, now it's a lot more, there's a lot more to do with the performance of it rather than, the band aspect of it, because, the backing tracks, right, it's kind of half cheating. And I know where that must look like. It's not real live music, if it's backing tracks. But what can you do in this situation? I feel like this is the best thing I could possibly do, and I really, really want to finish this album by the end of the year, and hopefully release it at the start of the next one. So, with all that being said, as a solo performer, I'm going to be looking for gigs through November, December, January, February, and yeah, why not March? There's basically the next segment, the next couple of seasons. So I'm going to be pushing myself as a solo performer for that. Yeah, thank you for hearing me ramble a bit up here. I just wanted to come and have a think and share this with you. The new album is quite technical in places. I'm really, really proud of the music on this one. There's some musical parts that are really hard to play, and really hard to play while doing vocals on top. And I've been practicing that solid, and by the time it's released, I should be ready to play it live. And I really can't wait to switch up the set list. And I've already started playing new songs like Prison of Convenience. On the last few songs, I'll be playing that. all the gigs coming up too, and Batty Off the Chain. But there's some real heavy bits. There's real fast bits, real technical bits. There's a song in 7, like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3. You know, a song that's in an odd time signature, which is really fun to play. Yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait until it gets released and for you all to hear it, because it's been in the making for years, and there's a lot, you know, with a theme that I really want to get out. I'm creatively constipated until this comes out. Once it's released, then I can instantly start writing on the next one, because I've already got songs, you know, backed up. I've probably got another, at least an EP's worth backed up. That the songs just wouldn't fit on this album because it just didn't match the tone, right? That's the problem, the tone of the album, and I really want this to work as an album, you know, start to finish. Well, I'm going to finish rambling. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on stage soon. Maybe Mucklencliff, maybe Shrewsbury, yeah, and maybe Manchester. Cheers. I'm not going to do the horns. I'll fall off the tree.